Hey guys, welcome to episode 2, Auto. So now we're going to talk about your vehicle. The cool thing about vehicles, unlike when I was in the military, when you're walking, you have to carry everything. Now your vehicle, we treat our vehicles in America as kind of our mobile HQ, our headquarters, like things that are being our vehicles that we don't want to carry on our person, but it's right out in the parking lot. So that's a good thing. You don't have to carry this stuff. So we're going to introduce a couple things that you might want to consider placing right now in the month of September, placing in your vehicle. So the first thing I'm going to talk about is a jack, tools, and a flashlight. Anybody that knows me knows I'm kind of a flashlight nut, especially headlights. I've got a watch cap that has an LED push button flashlight built into it. You can find those at your hardware store or your camping stores. Your jack. I'll throw this out there from personal experience. Know how to use your jack, and if you've modified your truck, your stock jack might not work anymore. You might have to put in a big old 4x4 piece of wood, maybe bigger. It depends on what you did with your suspension. So just make sure. I had a lifted truck. It was slightly lifted. I got a flat tire on a range, picked up a piece of rebar. I went to use the jack and it was out. I was maxed out and my tire's still touching ground. Now, thankfully I was on gravel, so out comes the shovel, another thing, and I start digging until that tire can spin. And then I pulled it off and changed it, but you don't want to figure that out on the side of the road. So right now, if you need to, pull your jack out in the month of September, jack up your truck and see if you can change your tire. You might want to actually practice changing your tire because some of those kits, if anything's missing out of it, and the other day somebody didn't know how to use the tool to place it inside to lower down the spare tire. Great opportunity to teach your young adults, your wife, your husband on how to change that tire. So just make sure that they know how to use the tools that either came with the vehicle or you augmented it to make sure that those still work. Or consider buying a scissor jack to make sure that you can get that lift. They're very inexpensive and they've got a lot of lift capability to them. Your tools, again, I like a tool bag that's kind of customized. Anything that's multi-use is better. That means less tools. So if you can get multi-tools in there that do several things, I recently picked up a 4-way for the lug nuts that folds down. So now it's just about this big, because the 4-way is very awkward. Now you can still get the leverage and get all those lug nuts off, but it doesn't take, it's bulky, the original ones, traditional ones. Your tires, make sure you check your tread. You can go to places, to go to your tire shops, whether it be Big O Tires. I like Discount Tire. We've been with them for quite a while. Go in there, have them rotate for free, have them check your tread, make sure that tread, if you've ever seen the demos, if you don't have enough tread on your tires and you go to mash on those brakes, you're going to keep on going. They show you with this many, whatever, inches of tread, you're going to get this far. As it diminishes, man, you're not able to stop your car like you used to when those tires were new. So that's something to think about. And then the control, obviously, in the ice and snow. So talk to a tire professional right now and see if you have enough tread to be safe in this coming winter. Winterizing an ice scraper. Time to put that ice scraper back in your truck. So if you've pulled that out of your vehicle, it's time to get it back in there. You're going to be that person with the credit card out there, looking silly, trying to see out of your front windshield. I've seen people driving down the street with this big of an eye hole. It's absolutely unsafe. Don't be that person. So making sure that you have something like that. If maybe you have an older vehicle and it got hot over the summer and you added water. If you added water to your coolant, it may freeze. So they can test your coolant to make sure it's not going to freeze up on you here in Colorado, especially when it gets cold. So if you live in a place that gets cold and you've messed with that and you don't have pure antifreeze that's rated for your local temperature, you need to look at that right now. Like again, September is the month to do that. You're going to forget. Fire extinguisher. Consider they're not very expensive. I've got one on the back of my seat in a container in a holder in my passenger seat is a fire extinguisher. My dad, I remember that he told the story. I wasn't there. He had an electrical just sort of blinking out. He put it over the side of the road and there's nothing he could do but watch his truck burn to the ground on the side of the interstate. That's horrible. Also, I've been on motorcycle rides where the exact same thing happened to somebody else. We jumped over, grabbed out a fire extinguisher and put it out. And we got on it quick enough to where it didn't develop, and then the fire department took over from there. So something to think about is having a fire extinguisher, a small one, in your vehicle. The last one I just mentioned a minute ago is a shovel. Glock makes a really lightweight, good shovel. There's other military type shovels. They call them entrenching tools. Having some kind of shovel in there, like I said, if I have to dig out gravel to get my tire able to free from a lifted truck. Or a couple years ago, I think it was a couple years ago, we had a really bad snow and people were stuck on the side of the road, and they maybe had the heater on because they weren't out of gas. They just went off the road. So if they left the truck running and they didn't know enough to dig the snow away from their exhaust pipe. So that exhaust is deadly, and it came back in through underneath the car, and they found them there dead. So we want to make sure that we understand that is absolutely toxic, and that's got to be exhaust needs to be vented away from your vehicle. And if you can't do that, it could be very, very dangerous. So think about these things, consider them for Preparedness Month, September. You check them off, it's going to buy you another year. So take a look. I hope this helped you out. God bless you guys. Look us up at ableshepherd.com if you got any questions for this. That's ABLESHEPHERD. Love you guys. God bless you. Till we see you again, take care of one another.